Hello, I hope you can hear me okay. Welcome again for the last time before the headsets are here. Welcome to our office in Paris. We are live now. This is a very special event as there is a concurrent event right at the same time. If you look at the description of the video, there is a Reddit Ask Me Anything in the description. There is a link, and on this forum on Reddit you can ask me questions, and for the next hours and also the next day I will answer any question you might have about Lynx, but also about headsets, about AR, about VR, about everything in between, the ecosystem, anything you want to ask me. That's the point. Ask me anything. You can go on this page, and during the Q&A session at the end, I will also answer questions there. So if you have questions for this time, maybe not put it in the chat of the video, but put them in the Reddit page. Otherwise I'll look at both anyway. So it's a special live event because I didn't prepare a slide presentation because I'm using my computer to also use it for Reddit tonight. I have many things to share, many thoughts. I hope you will stay with me tonight, but it's going to maybe take less than an hour. The first things first, I have to give you an update on Lynx and where we are. So far, the first shipment of headsets coming out of the factory is happening on December 9th. So you have to know that some headsets are already assembled as of today, and the first shipment are coming out at the end of the week. So I can't believe it. I really, it's a strange feeling, and I can't believe until I see other people playing with the headset, I won't believe it. So, but it's happening. It's great. It's been so long. I think some of you here, I have to thank you because you've been following the project and me for quite some time now, but we are finally coming to this stage where Lynx is an industrial company and we are building this headset in a setting also used by the biggest company on earth in an Asian supply chain. Yeah, it's great. So we still have of course prototypes around the world, including some of them a lot here. The final product is certainly going to be much better than the things you tried during the trade shows or the places you might have met me or the headsets. So I really can't wait. We are going to receive them in Paris next week, and after that we will FedEx them to the first users. And the first users will be people that did the Kickstarter, of course, and we'll try to do an overlap of who is a Kickstarter user that can also bring cool experiences in the headset. Because if I deliver the headset to you today, it's like, unboxing the HoloLens when it came out. It's great, but there is not a lot you can do out of the box. So the time to value is not great, and we don't want that. So I also want to deliver later on headsets that will have, over-the-air updates, an app store, multiple app stores. I will talk about that later. So some content, some samples of games and apps already loaded on the headset. So it feels like we're at this stage where, when the first iPhone came, there wasn't an app store. You couldn't do a lot with that. And this is the stage we are. So the hardware is finished. It's done. It's working. And now we need to bring the magic of software on the platform together. So this is what those first samples are going out of the office and the factory for. We are going to keep some of them for, of course, our own usage, and the first event you're going to see them is going probably to be CES. So on January 5th to January 8th, we'll be in the US in Las Vegas for CES. The cool thing is that we won an innovation award. So we were an honoree to the 2023 CES for AR and VR category, which is great. It's going to bring a lot of visibility to the project because as of today, the only real marketing we were doing are those videos. and maybe my Twitter account that I use to post stuff about Lynx, but we haven't really started communicating out because, of course, we weren't ready. But we are going to start this communication machine in January with CES, with the press in a more company way, if I would say. So that's for the first shipments. What you should expect is an image where you could, an OS image that has hand tracking, that has 6DoF, AR, VR, Unity support. We are very, very close to have Unreal support. We have images coming from Unreal samples, Unreal Engine samples, but the image is upside down in the headset. So we still have some tweaks to figure out. I'm really talking to you about day-to-day issues we're solving, but we're very close to have both Unity 3D and Unreal Engine support. So I'm very, very happy. Both are running on our OpenXR runtime, which is derived from the Qualcomm OpenXR runtime as well. With our distortion for the lens, with many things we tweaked on top of that. So that's for the main stuff tonight. A couple of stories, maybe one story about the last few days. For the first headsets that were assembled, you have to imagine we ran into all the issues you can imagine that can happen on the supply chain. All of them. Really, it's we were supposed to deliver in April. We were even supposed to deliver earlier than that. It was very hard for the company. Even morally for me and the team, it was hard that we weren't able to deliver those headsets. I think it's probably the most frustrating experience I had to live through, honestly, because the product was designed quite some time ago now, using hardware that was also designed quite some time ago. So we're seeing more and more product coming on market that have, kind of same features, maybe even better resolution. But the cool thing is that still Lynx is a pretty good offering. I think we are still doing a lot of things that you need to get right to have the right mixed reality experience, and that no other headset I've seen so far are doing. They're doing something else, but the way we're doing things is I think still the right way, and we are doubling down with the R&D we are doing. So if you want to start working on Lynx as a developer, we put online the SDK for Unity, which is a Unity plugin. And we are going to soon release also something for Unreal when it's fully ready. It's on the website. I can probably post it on the chat. I'm writing on the chat to share with you the address. So yeah, that's the stage we're in right now. There is a lot of speculation in the market right now. It's a very, very interesting time, as always, and this is why I love so much working, on this side of the mirror, in hardware and software for mixed reality. We are really at the frontier. We are really trying the hottest stuff, and we are hearing all kinds of stuff from other companies. And the cool thing is that when you look at our competitors, they're mostly social media companies, right? With Meta and with ByteDance, but also all the other ones. And I think you're going to see more and more companies that weren't doing anything in XR coming to the market with the upcoming hardware we're going to see next year and in 2024. The cool thing with Lynx is that we're a very small company, but we see a lot because we all have the same suppliers. People talk a lot. So it really helps us navigate the market and find features and spots where the competition is not investing in or doesn't think it's worth it. And this is how we're, my biggest fear was with Lynx R1, we brought some innovation on the table, with what we've been doing with Ultralib for the hand tracking interface being a hands-first headset, but also combining all those bells and whistles features like hand tracking, 6DoF, high frame rate pass-through, camera pass-through, all of that together with our form factor, with our ergonomic design, those were multiple innovation in one product that that was hard to do. And I think my biggest fear was, can we do the same for version 2, or will it just be an iteration, and did we lose the flame to to try new stuff and to innovate? But with what I'm seeing in the lab, this is not true. We still have ideas. When we look at Lynx R1, we see everything, what's wrong with it, and how we can, of course, iterate. But also we are seeing new stuff, from the suppliers across the world, and we are thinking about combining things together in new ways. I'm still very excited for the work we're continuing here on the hardware. For the software side of things, now is the time for maturing, putting this platform on, helping the developers, creating programs to pay developers to get their content out there. And I think we're talking with the best teams on the planet, including people, for example, at SideQuest, that are going to enable a whole ecosystem on that. There's a lot of things that needs to be done on our side before all that can be fleshed out, but it's really coming together. I see nothing on the technical side of things that is stopping that, and I think the right bet was also to put everything on OpenXR. I was about to tell you one story of the issues we had on the Lynx R1 supply chain. A few days ago, the first headsets were assembled, and when you have a new product like that on the assembly line, you try to test everything before it's sent out, right? Because you don't want to assemble something that is not working, shipped out to a customer that is going to be angry, return it, you have to reimburse, you lose a lot of time and money, and it's a pain and it's the worst. So we are testing everything on the assembly line in a very industrial way. And when we started calibrating the first headsets, we realized that some of the camera modules that were delivered, I'm not going to name any name or supplier here, but some of the camera modules had so a camera module is this piece of hardware. It's the camera. This one is one of our 6DoF camera module. So there is a lens, a sensor, and some cabling to plug that somewhere else. And some of the camera modules had their sensors upside down. So it means that we assembled some headsets, and when we turned them on, one of the camera was seeing straight correctly, and the other one saw something inverted. So so for example, if everything was inverted, then on the software you just flip the sensor orientation, right? But that was not the case. Some were right and some weren't. So you can imagine the problem. So we had to solve that with one batch of cameras, and that was a lot of stress for the team. But that's like one issue among so many others. And with all this experience now, I think the upcoming products, controllers, headsets that we're going to produce are going to be much faster, both in development but also in production, because we know how much it costs, we know how long it takes, we know where to look at for errors. So the team really now has a very good experience on this particular industry. And assembling a headset is very far from assembling a smartphones or a tablet or something like that. And when on our assembly line, the assembly line next to Lynx are phones and tablets and some other smart glasses from a very big US company. All right. So last thing, the first headsets that are coming out, I don't know if we're going to send them to reviewers. Why is that? So the headset is behaving like the final thing, but the aspect of it, the cosmetic aspect of it, is not the final one. Let me show you. So this is one of the prototypes we built here. So it's a pretty old one. If you met our team in a trade show, you might have tried this particular headset. and the finish on the mechanical pieces is pretty good. It's pretty close to what we want in terms of color and all that. And this is the aspect of the mechanical pieces right now for the first units we built. So those are called T0 pieces, and those are more like T1. T0 is basically trial zero, which is when you test the mold, you try to have the measurements right, you try to have the right dimensions on everything, and you try to assemble it, and it works. And after that, you polish the mold, you made the treatment on it, so you have the right finish. It doesn't add or remove material. It's just a treatment on the mold, so you have the right finish and the right color and all that on it. So the first headsets that you see out there are going to be a little bit too smooth, so it's shining very bright. It's not the cosmetic level that we want, but it's behaving exactly the same. This is actually one of the mechanical pieces I took back from Taipei, from Taiwan, with me when I was there, during the last live session. So I want those headsets out, but they are not, there yet on the cosmetic aspect of things, and YouTubers and reviewers are going to show it, and I'm not sure we want to show that. So we'll try to assemble some with the the T1 mechanical pieces, but just so you know why you won't see reviews before a few weeks. But it's all coming together again. Also, the headsets are all delivered with the cap, with the VR pad to block the light. The first one we designed was looking like this, but it was too thin for glasses. So we have a universal cover if you want to use the headset only in VR with this cover. So and it's going to be in the packaging. We're going to send out the packaging video soon, so you can see what the box looks like. It's really, really cool. It's not very expensive, but still, for us, but still looks very, cool and better than some other packaging. It's might sound stupid, but it's very important. It's a gift. We're offering that to the world. All right. So I think that was it for Lynx. I'm going to go back on Reddit and refresh the page for the Ask Me Anything. Oh, there are a lot of questions. So in the meantime, I'm going to take questions from you. Controllers. Very good news about controllers. So first thing is that 4 people at work are working almost full-time on the controller at Lynx. There is one PhD in computer vision that finished his PhD just this year now. There is a few mechanical engineers, an electrical engineer. So we are working on our own controllers, and we are also partnering with Qualcomm on that, because Qualcomm started a project as well, more on the electronics and the algorithms. So we might, I see a few paths now that we are going to have controllers in the near-term future. So I expect to have prototypes at the end of Q1, and we should have, depending on the mechanical choices we make, we might have something before the first half of the year to serve to customers. So this is, our path to controllers. There are also other companies that approached us saying, "Hey, can we use the Nordic chip, and can we use the Bluetooth stack and the camera stack to use our own controllers with your headset?" And because Lynx is a very open ecosystem, we said, of course, you can plug that in, you can run your algorithm with the camera feed and with the IMU and the Nordic chip for communication with your controllers. So you're going to see not only controllers coming from Lynx, but also accessories. Not only controllers, but also tracking accessories coming out for Lynx. I hope very early next year. So that's also very exciting. And this is the cool thing with having this open ecosystem approach, is that we have a lot of people wanting to partner with us to have their own hardware work. Is it a glove? Is it a pen you can track? A tracking ring, or all those accessories can work with Lynx in the future. And we're very open about that, and I'm really excited to see the combination of headsets and accessories we are going to see, because it will also be great feedback from us to see what is working and what is not, for future products. So yeah. Okay, so there are some questions in the chat. How many backers will get their Lynx via FedEx before Christmas who are not developers? So we are going to reach out to the lists, and we are going to reach out to the pre-orders and all that, and we are going to ask a few questions. You would have to agree on many grounds with us. The first one is that the headset, is not, as I told you with the cosmetic things, those are very early units. So if some people absolutely want them, we'll send them. But you'll have to sign a non-disclosure agreement, which means that, we don't want this to be in video reviews, shared on internet. Maybe we will agree to share what you see through the lens or what is captured through the system, but not the headset itself, because of just because of the cosmetics. But it makes a difference to to people that are looking at you. We will also we'll also deliver those headsets and make sure that they're replaced after we have the one with the right cosmetic pieces and all that. So you need to be reachable. You need to agree with the non-disclosure agreement. And we'll also discuss about for how long do you need the headset, what do you need in terms of support as an engineer or as a developer or as a user. So we are going to build this list. We already have one, but it's going to happen in the next few days. Assuming we receive the headset after December 9th, right? And anything can happen, but I'm touching wood here. So what's the business plan for an application store? Well, pretty much the same business plan as any other app store here. We're not inventing anything. We're going to bring this platform to developers so they can showcase their work, and some revenue, some percentage of the revenue will go back to us, so we can invest more in the SDK, in the platform. All the money we will earn through the content, we'll put it back to a content fund and paying engineers that are working on the features for developers. So we won't be paying hardware with this money or some new ventures. We're going to close the loop on the revenue for the App Store to help mature the ecosystem. So can we be testers then? Yeah, you can be a tester. Between mid-December and CES, you can come to our office in Paris and try those headsets. Yeah, with pleasure, if you're around, of course. There is also someone in Taipei from our team that will have access to headsets, and I will be in Taipei before Christmas as well. Is this OS based on Android? Yes, it's based on Android. It's based on Android 12 to be precise. Do we need to use an app on PC to stream to Lynx, or does it talk to SteamVR directly? For now, when we switch to OpenXR, the stack changed on that, so we still need to work on it. It's not it was working with CloudXR before when we didn't use OpenXR, but use another runtime. But now we need to redo this work, so I can't give a precise answer yet. Will the transparent edition after affect delivery time? No, we're building transparent and black headsets at the same time. It's using the same mold. I don't have a transparent faceplate with me, but it's looking really great. Is the environment mesh available to developers to create mixed reality application? So there are two things. There is the point cloud, which is extracted from the 6DoF tracking algorithm, and if you want, you can activate a mesh detection algorithm, which is basically reconstructing what the stereo pair of 6DoF cameras are seeing. It's going to consume more power, but you can absolutely use this mesh to use in your experiences. Yeah. Is there a timeline for Vulkan support? We have Vulkan working in Unreal right now. And for Unity, it's unclear. It's in discussion with Qualcomm. Does the Unity plugin already support Linux? Yeah, you can. I'm using this Unity plugin on my computer, which is running on Ubuntu right now. So you can develop on the Ubuntu system with Unity 3D using our plugin. Is the lens design the same and no pancake? We're not using a pancake lenses in this design. We're using our Prism, which is this piece of tech here. It's pretty much using it's not using the same technology as pancake lenses. Pancake lenses are using polarization, to not bend the light like we do, but to to polarize the light 90 degrees on every filter. But basically, it allows you to it allows you to have a light path that is smaller than what it really is, and this is why you have slim headsets. We are doing the same things, but not with polarization filters, but with mirrors. So we're not using polarization. We don't have the same issues compared to pancake lenses. We have issues. Every optical system, every headset's going on the market right now and in the near future is a compromise, is making compromises everywhere, including and mostly on optics and displays. I need to say that every time because it's the problem we need to solve is a finite problem. Once we reach the correct PPD to cover with almost zero latency the full field of view of the user, then on the visual aspect of things we'll have true immersion. There are other things we need to tackle as well, but for the visual stuff, the human eye is something we know very well, but the optics and the displays today for the form factor we have are not perfect. So the lens we have is the best compromise we could make. And I think it pays off because even compared to pancake lenses headsets like the Quest Pro, like this headset for example, we have better contrast and we have better nits for less power going into the eye. Yeah. Godot game engine support. This is something I want to see, but we couldn't put resources on it yet. But once Unity and Unreal are done, we will give a try to Godot. So while I'm looking at the chat, I will also refresh the Ask Me Anything. I already answered to some question in the Ask Me Anything page if you're looking on the computer as well. There are some interesting questions. There are some very interesting questions like, why didn't you deliver in April? What happened? And I really like this question because I want to apologize in some way that we weren't able to deliver this headset. It's a very anticipated product, and it was hard for me to live with the fact that a lot of people are still waiting for this headset and see the potential that we have with the ideas that we are working on at Lynx, and the hard issues I faced with raising money. And I thought that maybe I was not the right person to embody this project, and maybe I wasn't able to convince people on the financial world that we are doing the right things. But now that we were able to find partners, including, for example, Archer from Somnium or other investors that help us go through the last mile of the mass production, now we're seeing more interest in the product because the product is finally here, it's finally on the table, and you're not the same man when you deliver an actual physical product in these kind of conditions. So now we are, just so you know, it was both, it was a bit a technical problem. We still need to mature some technologies related to hand tracking, related to our lens and all that. So I'm glad we didn't deliver before, because the headset would have issues, like real issues that would be a problem for you guys. But at the same time, I lost a ton of time with my team raising money and convincing people, and it was really, really hard. But now that it is done, just so you know, we are preparing a new raise for next year, and it's a completely different world. Now that we have concrete evidence that what we're doing is working and that people want it, it's a completely different world. And I think we are really going to create this European champion of mixed reality, guys. I think Lynx is going to really become a pure player. We're still on our way to build more products, create this community. So I'm really thankful for those of you who trusted us. I know some of you are hungry. I know some of you feel maybe deceived. I'm really, really sorry about that, and I'm getting to bed and waking up every morning with that in mind. And we're really dedicated with the incredible team here to deliver the product as fast as we can. Even now that we have the tooling and the assembly line, it's not fast enough. We are doing everything we can because people are waiting, the market is coming, competition, people wake up to us and what we are showing. I'm not saying that we're like paving the way, but I think we gave some inspiration to other companies when they look at what's in the lab for some of them. Not necessarily the big ones, but yeah, that is certainly an interesting ride. I like to exchange with that, in this way with the community. I like to go to trade shows as much as I can to have the feedback of people, and I'm really convinced that immersion is really the like immersive technologies, especially mixed reality, is going to be part of the future in man-machine interface and interaction, and that Lynx is really a great example of how we can blend what's virtual and what's real. So I think that's it for me. I will continue to look at the question at the same time. I'm getting back to the YouTube chat. Oh yeah, there is also the WebXR thing. The helmet here. The helmet here is a Lynx with a military headset. It's for a specific customer, and I can talk about it online. How is the market perception of Lynx and XR in Europe? It's interesting because there is much more maturity in North America and Asia related to XR. So people on those continents know what XR is. They know what it can be used for, both in entertainment, consumer space, and the professional space. In Europe, it's because no one is building those headsets at the same scale. We don't have Lynx is basically the only company trying to do the same thing. So we don't have pure players there. So we don't have the same maturity because we are always late to what's coming in North America or China or Pacific Asia. So the maturity is really different. This is also why it was hard for me to raise money there, because much fewer people have the maturity that the other markets have on this question. And Lynx is certainly helping in this way because we are bringing attention to VR and AR in Europe. I was at the European Parliament twice a month ago to talk about why it's important, why they need to care, what the legislator needs to take. It's a blind spot for Europe right now, but we need to take attention there. So someone is saying, okay, now Lynx is no option for me anymore. I don't want to support war. So we're not supporting war as it is. Lynx will never be used on a conventional battlefield to kill people, or it's not the question. The headset is used for simulation and training, which is a completely different setup. And you probably need to do a lot of some research because augmented reality and virtual reality, the technologies you all love, were born in a defense setting. They were created by the military like many other technology we use. So it's normal that they keep using this technology, and they're you have the IVAS program, for example, with HoloLens, and even if it's much more advanced, it's not used on a conventional battlefield. It's not used to kill people. It's used for different things. It's used for doing maintenance on military equipment. It's used, it's not a weapon. We're not making weapons per se. The discussion is interesting. Will we be able to easily record gameplay, including pass-through environment, directly on the headset? That's a hard question. Yes, but it still requires some setup. So to be completely honest, what we are doing now is that we are deactivating the distortion of our lens on one of the two eyes. You can choose which one, and we use this eye for the recording. So it's not great because you have to close one eye or not look at the image while you're doing this recording session. So it's not great yet. You can do it now. This is what we've been doing on the videos you see on YouTube, but it's we are working on a system that is flawless and don't need any setup for the user. You can take screenshots but not videos yet, but we are working. There is someone working on that feature. Someone was hoping to see Lynx at the VR Days event in Rotterdam or Amsterdam, I don't remember. We couldn't go. I think only Shuki from our team went there. So maybe you missed him, but it's so busy for us right now. We can't really go far from the office or from the factory. Yeah, we'll be at CES. I will try to see as many people as possible at CES. We will be on the Ultraleap booth, and we'll have some private demo rooms, but I will stay on the Ultraleap booth where most of the demos are. When will Lux, the animal, be released? Soon. I have to talk to the guys that are working on it, but so we released the CAD file of the headset that can be used for creating accessories, putting in a VR chat setting like people already did, and we will share as much as we can. You have to keep in mind that a lot of you are watching this video and are supporting us, but a lot of people are watching what we're doing, including those videos and what we put out there for downloads that are working for the competition. So it's very hard, for us to determine what is going to serve our users without letting the competition too much of how the thing is working or what we're working on in the future. And this is very, very hard, because I want to share as much as I can, as I want, but the team here is very responsible, and we're trying to set boundaries. Will you be at Laval Virtual 2023? Of course, I think we'll have the biggest booth there. I think we booked an insane booth, more than 120 square meters. It's like the size, it's bigger than the office I'm in right now. Can we use the hand mesh as a collider for hand physics? Yes, you absolutely can. What about WebXR? WebXR is coming through the Volvic brother. It's good. The development will continue. Will start really before the end of the year or early January. But I had some updates from the guys, and they're ready. Someone is asking, are you going to tell me that Lynx designed the Lynx R1 for the military? We did not design it for the military at all. We designed it for everybody to use, and this is why we have so much success on the ergonomics of it. Anyone who tried the headset, and we made thousands of demos, was able to put it on their head and see a correct image. Maybe not at first, but after, when you set the interpupillary distance, all the settings of the headsets, it works. And it's it was not built for the military at all. It was built for simulation, any kind of training, any kind of simulation, any kind of serious gaming. Yeah, that is true. So including in a defense environment, yes, that would work, but it was not designed specifically for them. What was the biggest factory the issue? I think the biggest issue was the lead time of components. We still have to deal with that today. The lead time was the biggest, and then I think we had a problem with a robot. I think I told you this story already, but there wasn't enough robot in the factory. So part of the headset is built by humans, and part of it is built with robots. And the robots were, there were issues with them, and we needed to buy another one. But people, in Taiwan, they told me, well, we don't have any more in the country. So I had to buy a robot in Denmark, ship them to Paris, and then ship them to Taiwan. So you can imagine the air bill with that thing. But it was that or stop the production for 6 months. You'll be able to watch Netflix with Lynx, absolutely. Can the Lynx R1 charge fast enough while in use to be used for indefinite periods of time? Yes. So in the packaging of the headset, you will find a USB-C cable. If you use this USB-C cable with the right charger that is delivering more than at least 10 watts, then it should be able to work just fine. So the Pimax Crystal has hot swappable batteries. I already had a question about the batteries, and I think if you want to use it for a very long period of time, you can keep it plugged. But a hot swappable battery, it's great on paper, but it adds a lot of mechanical complexity and a lot of, you have two batteries instead of one. You have more complexity there, so the cost of the headset is higher, and we didn't want that. We didn't want to, to achieve the kind of pricing you're seeing with the Quest Pro, for example. You said Nordic chip with controllers. Is that the same type of connection as with the Index or Vive Pro? Yes. For future products, is Lynx considering a hybrid device like the Pimax Portal? No, we're not. No. Will we be able to use a mouse and keyboard in Volvic? Yes. Will it charge through USB-C? Yes, there is a USB-C connector right there. What areas do you want to improve upon in the R2? I already had the answer to that, but I can't answer. But if when you tried Lynx, it was a good surprise and something new, then Lynx R2 will be the same thing. So we're going beyond what we did with R1, of course, but it's not for now. So we shouldn't talk about it. What apps or games are you demoing on the headsets? On the headset, we built some samples. You're going to see them at CES. Can the headsets show RGB camera plus stream PCVR at the same time? We haven't tried that yet. Will the Lynx come with a cable clip similar to a Quest Pro? No, you will have to 3D print it. We could help you with that. Will there be any discount on Lynx R2 for Lynx R1 backers? We'll see. I don't know. We'll do our best on the pricing. Will the Lynx be able to handle large games such as Boneworks? Yeah, I think so, yeah. Can the Lynx run Steam VR? Yes. How many games or app at launch? It's hard to tell. If you consider launch when we have both the headset and the controllers, then a lot of games, for sure, a lot of existing content through Steam VR or SideQuest, for example. How does the XR2 chip compare to the Quest Pro? It's basically the same chip, so it's the same CPU, GPU, DSP, all the cores are the same, but on the XR2 that we have in Lynx and the Quest 2, the chip has the RAM on top of it. So it's actually two chips on top of one another. And the chip in the XR2, I think it's the XR2 Plus, which is in the Quest Pro, is basically the RAM is in another location. So you have and you can put a larger amount of RAM mostly because of that. But you have a larger surface with the same thermal dissipation. So with the same chip, you can output more power. With the same thermal conditions. So I guess it's behaving 20 to 30% less than the Quest Pro chip. But if we turn the fan to higher speeds, then we can go to those performance as well. How many app stores will there be on the headset besides the Lynx store and the SideQuest store? So we still need to work on with SideQuest on some stuff, but as soon as they will have their their headsets. We'll work with them on integration and on the partnership. But I believe those are the two app stores you're going to see on the headset with SteamVR, with the Steam store that you can use, as a PC VR store. Will Guy Godin make virtual desktop for Lynx? I don't know. We'll reach out to him, and if he wants to have a try with it, then it will be with pleasure, of course. He has done great work on the XR2 platform. What do you honestly think about the Quest Pro after being hands-on with it? What do you think of the color pass-through? I don't want to give an answer because whatever I say, people will say it's biased and I'm only selling my product and blah blah blah. So what we're doing is that tomorrow or in 2 days we will publish a video of a shot through the lens of the Quest Pro and one through Lynx R1, and you guys will decide. All right, you don't need my opinion there. Is there any consideration to support Slim VR trackers for full body tracking via OpenXR? Well, if it's OpenXR, they can write a layer or an extension. So I guess yes, but it needs integration as usual. All right, so I answered a lot on the chat. I hope you like this update. I'm going to answer questions on the Ask Me Anything page now. So I'm going to cut the feed of the update. The next time I'll see you is either at CES in real life or in other events later on in January, including the MIT Reality Hack in Boston. I will be at SPIE, of course. So SPIE is the organization. So my two favorite places to go are the subreddit where the Ask Me Anything page is on, and the SPIE AR VR MR conference that is taking place every year now in San Francisco. And this conference is the place you want to be if you're either working in hardware for AR, VR, MR, or if you're a turbo nerd and want to learn everything about it and the future of the industry. Because all of the headset manufacturers, from Apple to Lynx to HTC to all the other ones you never heard of are going. We're sharing our work, and the suppliers are there as well, and very interesting startups. So this is just my shout out to SPIE. Look at it. It's on the Reddit page. It's they didn't give me any money for that. They just gave me an incredible event that I like to go and talk on stage every year. It certainly helped Lynx as well in some ways, because this is on the first SPIE conference I went to. This is where I saw this lens featured and decided that this is what I wanted to work on and integrate in my headset. So yeah, this conference would be, it is interesting for many reasons. So yeah, it's either CES next one or another live updates, but this time with the product from the factory that I will demo probably in real time. We'll see, there is Christmas, New Year, CES preparation. We'll see if we have time. We'll try to do our best, okay? It was great to answer your questions and to discuss with you. I like to see the support again. Thank you so much. It's from me, but it's also from the team. You see me often, you see my face a lot related to Lynx, but it's 25 brilliant engineers are working on this product. This is the real success of Lynx. The real success is that we were able to build a team that is good enough, fast enough, and small enough so that we can build those things and make a difference in AR and VR. I think this is my biggest success so far. It's really the team we put together. and I'm really proud of that. You're going to, so some of them are going to be at some events. The whole team will be in Laval, so I think it's in April or March. I think it's in April in France. Otherwise, we'll see you guys in other places. You're going to hear more about Lynx in the coming weeks. You're going to be sick of it, but trust me, it's for the better because products are coming, the ecosystem is starting. I'm really excited. I'm really tired as well, but it's all worth it. So just bear with me for a few more weeks, a few more days, and we'll all be very proud of that. Thank you so much for the support. Have a good night or good morning or wherever you are, and see you soon. Bye, guys.